So let's continue on the process approach. Okay, so process already determined. One of process is, let's say, sales process, okay, or quotation preparation process. Okay, so we start with requirement 4.4.1a. Okay, 4.4.1a. Okay, so what is the requirement of 4.4.1a? Okay, first they say you have to determine input required and output. Okay, so if we talk about sales, a simple process, for example, your business is, your sales is based on quotation. Okay, so input from your customer, so let's say this is your customer. Okay, so the input is request for quotation. So this will be the input. What is the output required? It is a quotation. Okay, I like to give some tips. For output, is normally can be two types of output. Number one is physical. Okay, number two is information. Okay, physical, for example, your output is a product that is physical. Okay, sometimes the output, for example, like this quotation is information, is document. Okay, sometimes output is a information or document. Okay, so just some tips. Okay, it can be a physical output. Okay, second is information output. Okay, so if production normally physical. For pipette example, pipette preparation. Okay, so it have a physical, which is what? Okay, because pipette production part approval. Okay, so you need to provide sample, physical. Okay, and then you have also to provide all the SBC, MSA report, and the inspection report, and so on. That is document. Okay, so it can be physical or it can be information. Okay, reason why? Because later they have another arrow that is output also. Okay, in which bit later I will talk about C, 4.4.1C. Okay, it's about criteria. But before that, we go to B first. Okay, so what is B? Okay, B is sequence of the process. Okay, so let's say you receive request for quotation. What is your first process? Okay, maybe this first process. Your first process is you review the the information. So number one, you review. Okay, after review. Okay, so let's say number two you prepare. After prepare, so you get the management to approve, green. Okay, and then you. Okay, so there's three sequence of the process, which is review, prepare, and number three is approve. Okay, so you just determine what is the sequence of the process. Okay, and then what is interaction? Okay, interaction is normally, for example, when you want to prepare the quotation, you need information from different entity or different department. Example, you need the information from purchasing on the material cost. Okay, that's you interact with purchasing. Okay, so maybe you can add in, okay, you will interact with purchasing. Who else you going to interact with? Siapa? Okay, technical, for example, from engineering and so on. Specification. For the spec, the technical spec and so on. Okay, because before you prepare, you must get all this information, then you can prepare, then you can pass to the sales manager, whoever, approve, submit the quotation. Okay, that's B. Okay, what is C? Determine the criteria. Okay, so this is B already. Next one is determine the determine and apply the criteria and method. Okay, this is one of the arrow here. Okay, this arrow I prefer to use word criteria. Okay, and then I put in bracket intended result. Okay, what is intended result? Okay, it's quite simple. Okay, how are you going to show? To say that, for example, Cik Hairul is the sales manager. Okay, how are you going to say that his department are doing a good job? What is the result of the sales department? High sales value. Okay, so high sales. So sales value. So you can use the word sales value. Sales value. What else? This can be a KPI. Right? Some people call it KPI, but this is KPI for this process, sales process. Okay, so what is the KPI for sales? Other than sales value? Quality level maybe for production. Okay, for production. New customer, that's correct. Okay, some KPI company put at least once a year you get one new customer. Okay, or one new product. Then I can say, if you achieve that, I say yes, Cik Hairul are doing a good job. Or maybe you say still discussion. Then maybe I say in between lah. If never get new customer after 2 years, 3 years, then I say. Okay, so this is called intended result. If you see this arrow, this two arrow is out arrow, because result is out, but this is just a quotation that you give. But whether it's good or not good, okay, it depends on the result. So if your quotation is okay, for example, I set a simple, I set quotation value for my company, at least 30% of the quote value, okay, to be achieved. For example, in that month, I quote 100K. So at least, okay, we must get 30K. Okay, so that's something that I can monitor whether I'm good or not. Because sometimes when we issue quotation, yes, the quotation is high, 500,000. Okay, but achievement, 0. Okay, so that sometimes we can measure the performance of the sales. Okay, there is actually a lot of others here. Okay, when we talk about the performance. So in the requirement, it says you have to determine and apply criteria of the process. Okay, and then they add another one, but this one arrow is already in. This arrow is in. Okay, we call it method. Okay, so this method later we can talk about. This is the procedure on doing sales, what is required. Okay, so this is talking about methods. Okay, and then continue with D. D is the resources. Okay, so this is the resources. First is you need a people to do this work. You need also the infrastructure to do this. Okay, so if we translate at A, B, C, D, okay, this is where, if I can put the head, this is the tail, this is the, this is called the turtle diagram. Okay, so this turtle diagram actually is just a tool to ease of explaining. Example, okay, why I like to explain using turtle diagram. Okay, it's quite simple. Okay, for example, you set your criteria, your KPI, okay, to achieve 5 million sales. You want 5 million sales. Okay, but you imagine you don't have enough people to do the sales. What happened to the turtle? So the turtle cacat lah, or become handicapped. So become handicapped, okay, how the turtle going to swim? One of the hand or the leg already handicapped. Okay, so he try to swim. Target 5 million there. But when they swim, he deviate. Okay, 1 million. Okay, try one more again. Because not enough people. So try to swim. Maybe it's going to be a bit difficult for you to achieve your target. So to achieve your target, you must ensure all your turtle must have a proper forelics. Okay, so when you have proper forelics, you can swim nicely. Okay, to meet the requirement. Okay, and this is all the causes. We can say that all the causes that maybe because of these causes you didn't achieve this. Okay, all these causes later have the clause, the requirement. Okay, for example, later on the people there is a clause 5.3, there is a clause 7.1.2, on the infrastructure there is a clause 7.1.3, on the method there is a clause 7.1.6, 7.5. All this is a clause. Okay, that is ISO required you to have. If you didn't have this, in the auditor point of view, we give you finding. But in the management point of view, leadership, so if we not sufficiently provide all this, okay, there is a potential, maybe the output is no good, or your result you're not going to achieve. Okay, so that is sometimes the problem is also maybe the input is not correct. Okay, so that is a little bit about process approach. Any questions so far? Okay, so if no question, we stop for 15 minutes. Okay, so